Hello and welcome to yet another OP Realm episode. This is, we don't post these episodes very often, but when I do, it's interesting, I guess. This is Custom Stronghold 6-1, so the first stronghold in Zone 6. Zone 6, it's frozen solid. I showed this a little bit in the last video, and by the last video I mean last OP Realm episode. It's a little frozen over. We got a lot of frozen tundra here. And that's what it is in all directions. Just amazing, I know. Lately, I have been neglecting my bases by not actually giving them any coal, or really anything in general. They're just empty structures that I only use for beds and occasionally farming. And lately, I have been trying to change that. We've been doing a little bit here. Also, I don't know if I showed this on YouTube or at all, but we now only have one recording room, and it's this room right here. This is now sleeping quarters. I forgot to actually add a bed into this thing, so boom, I edited the structure and here we are. Pretty nice. These beds are useless because this is a custom dimension. And it looks like the roof's a little snowed in. That's interesting. I never, I really didn't have the snow in mind when I was making this, but yeah, the roof right there, it's a little blocked up. But the roof on the teleport building right down there is perfectly fine because the end rod's right there. That is a very cool design in my opinion. Look at that. Anyway, so yeah, I've been trying to supply some stuff, not just coal, but food as well. That's a cow farm right down there. You can see it a little better like that. We also have an iron golem, and I'll show you why that guy is there. So today, the date on screen right now this is being recorded on, I've been expanding my texture pack. I've taken some textures from other creators, and this is one of them. I am not claiming ownership of this, by the way. Here's the creator's name on screen. They're from Planet Minecraft. Go check out their mob skin. It's pretty swell. I like the color they did here. I don't remember their name off the top of my head. That's why I'm just leaving future me to go in and edit it. Yeah, I'm not good with names, but yeah, I love this mob skin because of its simplicity here. We still clearly have the iron golem. He's looking right at me with that amazing face of his. But instead, we have multiple colored flowers all over this guy, and I think it makes him flashy more. It's very subtle, but very nice. Also, you'll notice that the texture pack I use, which is private by the way, we have a mixture of Minecraft's new textures made by Joppa and the original textures. And this is one of the original textures. I decided to keep the poppy texture in here because it looks nice in my opinion. That's literally it. And in addition, I hope to add some more custom items. Very like vanilla, like from a vanilla looking texture pack. That's going to take a very, very long time though with the amount of items I have. The files are technically in the texture pack, but I haven't linked them up yet with JSON files yet. I've also added Ruby tools to this. So I'm going to try to go as quick as I can, but if I do give opaque tulip 6428 Minecraft netherite pickaxe, and then if I do custom model data 1, as you can see it looks a little different, and that's because it's a ruby pickaxe. It's just labeled as a netherite pickaxe. The game doesn't know what it's talking about, guys, but yeah, that's a ruby pickaxe. That's from this guy's texture pack on screen right now, also from Planet Minecraft. I did a little Planet Minecraft browsing today, because that's a really good source. Go check it out, by the way, if you want. Yeah, pretty cool textures by that guy. Again, I'm bad with names, so I do not know your name off the top of my head, and I wrote it down in the TXT file. So I'll go check that and then put your name on screen, like I just did. Or at least if you're viewing the final edited cut. I'm not really sure how you're looking at the raw footage I'm recording. That's a little weird. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna quit rambling. In this video, I'm not gonna be showing you around like I did in the last one. Instead, we're gonna be doing some base building. Because, yeah, base building, it's pretty nice. And I actually just got the idea and literally decided within like the last 10 minutes to actually record this. Because why not? I've kind of been on a roll. I'm picking YouTube back up again for like the second time in the past year. If you've been paying attention to the channel, I took like a big break, like multiple years, I would say. There's a little bit of a gap. I would say I really got back to YouTube when I first uploaded this video on screen right now, the Swordburst 2 one, where we go to Verhurst Woodlands. Yeah, that's sort of been my return if you haven't been in the loop really, but I don't know what I'm going to do with this netherite pickaxe. I think I'm just gonna put it downstairs in one of my chests here. There we go. I'll probably forget all about that and then use that in the future at some point. Yeah, we're going to be doing some base building. And since we've expanded into the Nether so much, as shown also in the last video, you're probably going to actually want to go watch that if you haven't already. Yeah, we're going to be building a base specifically for the Nether. It's Nether themed. It's going to be based off of, oh my god, you guessed it, another base I had in a deleted world. Yeah, awesome, amazing. I think to save time, it's going to be an outpost base, and then maybe we'll do like a big base, like a main post, like this right here, in a future episode. But right now, we're going to put away all of our stuff. We're going to throw it into an e-chest, which is conveniently located right up here. We'll head on off to the testing realm. Alright, so now that we are here in the testing area, oh yeah, these are actually where I made the spawns, these things, that are now going in every single zone. There you go. I have 4 of them, only used 2 of them. They're pretty cool. I need to stop showing off and whatnot. I like documenting. We're gonna put together a base. Now what I was thinking for this amazing, stupendous base was we are going to, as I said, make it Nether themed, but one block I really liked back in the day was these red Nether bricks. Yes, these things right here, yes. We do love our red Nether bricks. And in addition to that, we're gonna keep it Nether themed again, but we're gonna sort of break the rules here and use red terracotta for the floor. And that's basically it in terms of like blocks and stuff. We'll probably detail it up when we're done. Now to find a place to put it. I'm trying to keep everything as compact as possible here, which is why the structures are all so close. Yeah, give me a second here, guys. Alright, so after a hot minute, or should I say like a hot few seconds of journeying, we found this little area right here, and I think this will be good. So what I want to do first is we're just going to set up 4 pillars that are each 5 blocks tall in each corner right here. And we're also gonna make sure we get the measurements right as well. Yeah, so something like this is pretty simple, pretty simplistic. Again, we're gonna have depth to this. So I'm gonna remove these 2 blocks. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna sort of make a line on the ground, which is gonna mark out exactly where we want our stuff, our walls. It's also gonna be a little similar to those brick bases, like the standard brick ones. In terms of like depth on the outside, but of course we'll make it original as well. We want to give us a reason really to want to use this thing, you know? Alright, so there we go. That's what I'm thinking pretty much. We have this little region outside here, but I am going to take care of that with some structure voids. That'll be pretty swell. Now the floor out of red terracotta. Alright, and there we go. Also, I forgot about this area too on the outside, so we'll take care of that. Now we're gonna bring up the walls. And with all the walls in place, now we can start dividing up the first floor. This is what it looks like now. Don't have a whole lot of space to work with. We're really gonna be working off of like all the different floors on this place. We're probably gonna have quite a few, but not too many, like, I don't know. Maybe like 3 at most. Maybe a little more, I'm not sure. I'm really planning this out as we go. So I think if we make walls like this, it'll give us a hallway in the center. And then that'll give us good room on the inside right there. And then maybe we can put like a ladder right there to go to the top. So yeah, we'll have doors right there. We'll probably use crimson doors because that works best. It matches. And now what are we going to do with these 2 rooms? Well, I think I have an idea. Well, that's probably going to be storage. We're going to do that storage in some red shulker boxes. Now obviously we're not going to try to put too many of these because that'll cause lag. But I'm thinking just 2 rows in each room will do. And then we also have this leftover space right here. So I'm thinking we'll do an e-chest right there and another e-chest right there. We'll also mirror all of this on this side as well. And there we go, looks pretty nice. But we gotta light it up as well. Can be easily done with some torches, just gotta align these so it looks good. And since the walls on this floor look pretty plain, we're gonna incorporate some windows in here. And unfortunately, since there are no crimson ladders in this game, we're just gonna have to stick to the standard ladder. That'll probably be an update soon. Different ladders. Probably already a mod knowing the community. Anyways, now it's time to move on to floor 2, which will probably be very similar. Alright, so instead of 3 rooms on the first floor, we're gonna have this be 1 big room, which will be very similar to that old base I made. And pretty much where this old base was built, it was built over the nether ceiling. So like above the bedrock up there. Yeah, and there were a whole bunch of blazes and wither skeletons and whatnot. It was a creative world. It was pretty interesting. And on the front here, we're gonna have a big window. I think that would look cool. It's also how the original base was. Of course, I think it was a lot bigger than this. We'll probably, like, tackle the huge size of it when we make the main post. Alright, and with all the windows intact there, we can officially start doing this floor in terms of furniture. This is going to be like our brewing area. It's also going to be where we have a map here too, but we'll get to that in a minute. So back in the day, I really like to have like lines of brewing stands and then have said lines like turn at the cauldron. So a little something like this right here. I know it's a little weird, but it's weirdly satisfying. I don't know why. So we're going to do it again. And also to avoid crowding up here at the front, we're going to make sure like these don't extend too far outward. Yeah, I used to make entire mazes of this sort of thing. It was pretty crazy. So yeah, I think that's actually pretty good. It's pretty simple. It's nothing too crazy. Now, I think it would also be wise to have an area to actually store all of our stuff and our supplies and whatnot. So that'll be just 3 barrels right there and 3 barrels right there. And in addition to that, since we do love our music in this world, we are going to grab ourselves a jukebox. We're going to place that bad boy right there. And we're going to grab a barrel. I'm not exactly sure where to put this. This is going to be like a place to store all the music discs and whatnot. So I think if we just take the jukebox, place that right there. Oh, wait, hold up. I got an idea. We put this right here. And that is like storage, and then right next to that, we can do other things too and knock those out. So we can get a stone cutter, we can get a grindstone, we'll put that all right there. And since we have a map, we can get a cartography table right there. A smithing table in case we ever decide to upgrade to netherite for whatever reason. I have not once, but you never know. We do crazy things in this world. Oh, how could I forget? Let's do an anvil. That would be pretty helpful. Alright, there we go. There's our room. Now, to torch it all up and add the map. That would probably be a little helpful. Take a whole bunch of item frames. And we're not actually going to add the map itself here. This is really going to be like something where you add the maps, pretty much. I tried doing like an auto-generated map once. So I took it and like filled in all the maps and added them all there. And then I tried to load it somewhere else and it glitched out. So yeah, not my best moment right there, I guess, but there we go. We have one of those. It's actually in a couple other bases, I think, if not all of them. And also, since we have entities in here, why not add some paintings to the bland walls if I can actually get these things to align correctly? Oh, I busted a hole in my wall. Dang it. Alright, we'll try something on this wall. So, one painting there, and let's try to get the same painting. There we go. Perfect. We can do like another map right on over here. And since it's happening on that side, we might as well make it happen on this side too for symmetry. There. Now it looks good. We still got to do the lighting. Might have to use some light blocks. Yeah, so throw one right on top of the jukebox right there. And then another one right there. And another one right there. And it's pretty lit up. Except for over here, we'll fix that with another one. Actually, we've got the torches right there, but screw it. There we go. Light blocks. This is probably one of the most helpful blocks in the entire game. If it weren't for these, I'd probably be screwed in terms of lighting. There'd be mobs everywhere. And of course, the floor on the roof is also going to be red terracotta. In the original base, it was literally just red nether bricks, but I don't think that's going to look too good. We're gonna make it so we can actually walk on this roof. And we're also going to use a Minecraft block that now exists, but didn't exist at the time the original base was made. And that is going to be red nether brick walls. It was before 1.14. I don't remember the exact version. I think it was either 1.11 or 1.12 I first made this base. And what the world was called, that's a really good question, because boy did I have a lot of worlds back in those days. Alright, there we go. Now how the heck are we going to get up here? Well, I'll tell you, we're going to add even more ladders. We're going to use spectator mode to fly right through the floor right there. We're going to have 4 ladders for symmetry purposes. And one more thing, up top here, we're obviously going to add the walls, but we probably don't want something like this right there. I don't like how that looks, so we're going to take an actual red nether brick block right there. It's raining, great. I think I honestly might move testing dimensions and create a whole new one. Because this dimension, I just really did not have anything in mind while making this whatsoever. Kind of makes me a little upset. This whole place is a forest biome, or it used to be all a forest biome, but then I changed the biome, and yeah, we haven't reached any of those chunks yet, so that's gonna be fun. I think I might just abandon this dimension, to be honest. Anyways, these walls over here, these looking pretty dang cool. Now we do a block of the red nether brick, and then we put a slab on top of it so you can't jump over it. I think that looks pretty good. Look at that. That is cool. And down here, it's very lit up. I love how this looks. I love the nostalgia I'm getting from this, actually. Now, on this top floor, I think it might be nice to do, like, another jukebox, because why not? Or, you could do it the even smarter way and put a little farm up here. It's a little something for, like, nether wart. Gotta get the measurements right here. And put down some soul sand, and then we're gonna light this up. And then this part of the base should be all good. Alright, and with those torches in base, I think it looks like home sweet home. Sort of. We still do have another thing to get through. And that is the basement that we're gonna add onto this place. But as you can see, there's basically no space under here. This basement is going to be its own separate structure. Which, this is a technique I came up with, I want to say it was like 3 or 4 months ago. Pretty similar to other things I've done as well. Also, I'm changing this to an iron door for security purposes. As tacky as it looks, I would like to keep mobs out of here that can bust down wooden doors. But yeah, we're going to do our own separate structure for the basement now. Right after I'm done saving this, of course. I don't remember the highest version of this base, so I'm just going to call this V10 for now. But we're probably going to rename this. We're also going to want to make sure we include those entities as well. And there we go, we can save that. Now it's time to move on to the basement. Alright, so what we're going to want to do for this basement is we're going to want to make the exact shape we have right here. We need to replicate it exactly or else it will look horrendous. Give me a minute here. Alright, and looking at that from above, that does appear to be the same shape, so we're all good. Now obviously we're going to want to put the floor in, no surprise there. Then there is going to be one more step we're going to need to do later involving the structure voids, but we'll do that later. You know, when we're actually done with this building. Now it's time to build the walls up. However, this time, we're probably not going to want to use any windows, because that'll literally just open up to the underground, and it won't look very good. Alright, and with all that in place, I think this floor is going to be our library floor. So we're going to do some enchanting. Maybe. We do have the anvil on another floor that's in here. So what I was thinking is we're going to have this be like 2 stories high. And then we're going to have like balconies on either side. I think that'll look pretty cool. And this layer right here, this is where the new floor is going to be for the second story. Alright, and with those 2 floors in place, I think it's time to start implementing the bookshelves. Which is going to look a little interesting because the bookshelves are made out of oak wood. And oak wood is not a nether wood. But we will make do with what we have. And also, I'm going to stop this rain. Now, the standard weather command won't work here in a custom dimension, so we're going to have to execute this thing from the overworld. And in theory, I believe it should work. And what did I tell you? It worked. Very nice. Anyways, we'll tuck 2 ladders right behind these poles right here as well. We'll get that out of the way. And then, in the center here, I realized I forgot to incorporate the crimson stems in the first part of this build. So I'm actually going to do that right now. I'm going to fix that. We're going to incorporate them in this part of the build, where our main bookshelf is going to be, pretty much. And in the center, the whole centerpiece, it would only make sense if we had an enchanting table right there. And as well as chests for the lapis and the actual books, too. That would probably help. And to decorate up the balconies a little bit, we're going to go try to find some red nether brick stairs. We'll take those. We're going to put them right there, right there, right there, all underneath here pretty much. And then on top of that, we're also going to put slabs right next to them, so it looks a little more interesting. And then on top of all of this, we're going to grab a torch. We're going to start throwing these down as well. Right by the bookshelves right there. And now it's time to build the second story. Alright, and this is what we got right here. We're going to put the floor on this layer right here, which is why the bookshelf looks a little incomplete. We're also going to extend this wall up a little bit, or just really the pillar, so that way the ladder can go up to the floor after this, or both ladders really. And you'll see how I'm going to like transform this into the single ladder we have in the center in this other build. That's actually going to be really important when we like combine these two. and make them load together. Anyways, we'll plop some red terracotta right at the very top right there. We'll most likely need that, although maybe not. Yeah, we'll just have that be red nether brick. We'll probably put at least like another pillar there on the second floor. But anyways, now what we're going to do is we're going to go grab some walls. Yeah, some fine red nether brick walls. It's raining again. What the frick, man? There we go. I'll deal with that. It only rained for like 3 seconds. Then I put an end to that. But yeah, we'll put our walls right there. Maybe for a little decoration too, we'll extend them upward here on the very end. Because why not? It's supposed to be a little interesting because it's not from the overworld, that's for sure. And then another idea I had while constructing like the second story here is why not add more paintings? We're obviously not going to go haywire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a block like right here so that way we can control the size of the painting. And there we go. We have a 2x2, or not really a 2x2, 2x1, and then hopefully we'll get another 2x1 right here. Can we make that the same thing? Is that the same thing? Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. Now we gotta do the same thing on this side as well. I think we can do a different painting because why not? And then over here, I think we can just do more bookshelves. There we go right there. I think that's one of our basement floors complete. What I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna run a fill command to fill this whole area in to get our roof intact there. Hopefully I don't mess up the measurements while doing this. Perfect, very nice. Okay, now we can move on to the next thing, which is going to be our furnace floor, pretty much. This is where we're gonna do a lot of smelting, a lot of cooking and whatnot. Probably one of the most helpful areas in a base besides the storage area. So yeah, it would probably be helpful to construct one of those. So let's get on that. We'll build up our walls again. We're also probably gonna go back and light the other floor too. Now with the roof in. We definitely do not want mobs spawning in here. Alright, so as you all know, on the other structure right here, we have this ladder going on in the center here, pretty much. And what we gotta do is we gotta line that up, because this structure is going to be loaded beneath this one right here. We want to make sure like the ladder will poke up on this exact block right here in the other one. So what I am going to do is I am going to place a block right there. We're going to build the ladder right up there. Perfect. Now we'll pretty much go from here. I was thinking is we'll do poles with furnaces and blast furnaces and smokers in between them. In the middle here at least. And then on top of those we'll have like slabs. I don't want it to be a full wall because I've done that in the past and I really think it looks weird. And over time I've really begun to realize that blast furnaces really aren't very necessary in a base, seeing that they can only like smelt ores, and I think food is more important, so we probably won't have as many blast furnaces in here. Of course it is pretty helpful to smelt ores pretty fast, but I don't mind a lot of ores in this game. Or not in this game. This world. And it's raining for a third time. Good. Oh, no. You gotta be kidding me. I ran the wrong command. Well, at least it didn't break anything. I only had it replace air, so we'll clear this out as fast as we can. Did it mess anything up over here? No, it didn't. Good. Screw this rain. It keeps on raining. What the heck? Alright, with that all gone, we can officially resume progress on this little project right here. So we'll have 18 furnaces in that area, and then 4 more in the center right here. Then we'll do more furnaces on top of these blast furnaces right here. And on top of those furnaces, we'll do smokers. Pretty nice, actually. Then over here, we're gonna put some more poles right there, this time out of the crimson stuff, the crimson roots. Over here, we are gonna have to change it a little bit because we have this ladder right here, but no biggie. Right here is where we're going to put our smelting chests, or really like our fuel chests, pretty much. We're only gonna be able to do 2 of these, because you can't open up a chest with a block directly above it. We're not really getting too far with this. But over here, it's gonna look a little bit interesting, and I don't mean that in a good way, so we'll have to do some barrels too. So yeah, we have our chest right there, and then we'll add the barrels in, which can go all the way to the top. That rule doesn't apply to barrels. Now obviously, to make sure there's not like a big gap there, what I'm also going to do is I am also going to find some red nether brick stairs again. Or do you think it would look better with some crimson stairs as well? I think it would. Let's try that. Yeah, that looks cool. Then on over in the corners over here, we're gonna try some crimson fences, and then on top of that, we're gonna put a torch for lighting. Same for over here as well. And on these poles, we're also gonna do some torches. And then I did say I'd add the slabs earlier, so I'll get on that. All right, now we're gonna head down a floor to fix up this floor. This floor does look pretty lit up, but keep in mind, this is probably gonna be loaded in like different dimensions, and different dimensions have different lighting, so we're gonna improve it a little bit. It's better to make it brighter than it needs to be. So I'm going to add torches there, there, and there on both sides. And same below as well. And then I'm going to give myself a light block again. We're going to place one right on top of the enchanting table right there. And of course, for symmetry, one on the roof as well, or close to the roof. Just so it all looks perfect. Alright, now we can move on to this floor again. We're gonna build our last layer here. Then we're gonna load in the floor again. And this time we're actually gonna do it when we intend to do it, so that way it loads in right. Looking at this floor again, I am going to light this area up a little bit too, similar to how we did the previous floor. But overall, looks pretty dang nice if I do say so myself. And it's raining for the 4th freaking time. You have got to be kidding me. And it's thundering too, so there we go. We'll set that to clear, and we're gonna make it clear for a very long time after this, because I do not feel like dealing with the weather. Alright, now the last thing we gotta do is we gotta add our structure voids on this area right here. So I'm gonna count the blocks real quick. Alright, it looks like it's like a roughly 10 by 10 area, but remember when you use fill, you gotta reduce your dimensions by 1. Because if you have it at like 0, it'll just fill the block on you. And in theory, that should work. It filled in 100 blocks right there. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna look at this with a structure block and see like the invisible blocks pretty much. We'll get this saved, so bases / basements, I believe that's what I called the folder, / V10. Hold on a sec, I'm gonna go check another base I have over here. Alright, going over here we have Outpost. Okay, it's different, so Outpost / basements. Alright, now, invisible entities. Yes, we're definitely going to want to include entities. Invisible blocks. Let's see how well I did. Alright, I filled in a pretty good chunk of the area. You can see it from here. I have a mod that won't render that if it's not in view. Alright, so we gotta go up 3. Okay, hold on. I got this. In theory, that should have worked. Yep, it's all filled up there. Let's do that on the other side, too. Alright, there we go. Now the only thing left we gotta do is we gotta combine this with that. Now how we're going to do this is very simple. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go on over to our original structure over here. We're gonna load this. We're gonna load this negative 12 blocks below. And we're just gonna type in the structure name. So, and when I go to rename this, because it's most definitely not version 10, I will fix this block as well. So if we load that, it's not available. Hold on. Yes, I want to load my bases. I love my bases. They're basic and they're babasum and ugh. There we go. Now it's loading correctly. As you can see, it's the exact same dimensions as that. So now we're going to save this again. I'm going to make sure entities. Yes, we saved this with entities. Save that one more time. And now it is time to test it. So what we're going to do is we're going to place the block right here. We're going to load our normal base. So bases / outposts / V10. Load that stuff in. And as you can see, it automatically has another structure queuing up to load beneath it. Looks like it got everything. That's pretty cool. We have the whole base right here. Very nice. Now, did we do this right? Moment of truth. I probably should have included entities with that one. But yeah. I'll fix that. Hold on. Alright, now I gotta save this structure again. Alright, so we have this right here. Now going into the base, as you can see, it combines. So pretty much we loaded the basement. So we have basically a basement here. It's very nice. We don't have to load it, but I think it's probably going to be very important that we do load it, because the base would be pretty incomplete without it, to say the least. But yeah, there we go. That's the whole base, and obviously, like, this top part is going to be visible, but the bottom part is not. The bottom part is going to be below the surface, hence why we have no windows. So yeah, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. I believe that just about wraps it up. Here's that one of the paintings got destroyed for some reason. That's a little weird. Huh. Alright. yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. Yeah, as I just said, I'd like to thank you all so much for tuning in this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you were expecting like the Ender Dragon fight I teased, we'll get onto that soon. I am still doing a little bit of preparations for that. It's gonna be a very, very big moment in history, I tell you. It's gonna be very rigged and you're gonna love it. Anyways, yeah, that's all I really got for you today. Oh ho ho, I bet I really got you there. Yeah, we're not done with this. So shortly after I ended that previous recording, I realized, I thought to myself, wouldn't it be nice if, we could actually teleport to this base like we can with literally every single other one. I said, I gotta make the teleport building. That's what we're gonna do in this segment. We're gonna speed run through it. Same block palette, same everything. I've still got the everything right here, all the block palette. I am not making any sense. I've got all the blocks here. I'm gonna actually, we don't need the invisible blocks anymore. That might cause a little bit of lag if we have that up for too long, but okay, time to lock in one more time. Let's speed run right through this. We're gonna put this next structure right here. And this building is pretty self-explanatory. This is gonna be like where we have all the teleporters and whatnot to teleport in and out of the place. Start off, we're gonna have like the entrance be right here. Around that, I am going to make a square. And in this square, we are going to have the floor, which if I run a fill command to do a 16 by 16 area, or 17 by 17 area, sorry, should fill in the whole area instantaneously. To be safe, we're going to do replace air. And look at that, I did math for once, and I did it right. That's incredible, for me at least. For other people, it's a complete cakewalk. Then we're going to build up our walls, most of which will also be windows, by the way. These are pretty high walls, too. It's going to be 3 stories high, including the roof, which, by the way, is not going to be flat with this one. Now it's time to add the windows. Alright, and with all the windows in, we're going to add in the lighting now, which is going to be torches and lanterns. It's going to be a whole bunch of hanging lamps like this, I think, on both sides of the walls. Alright, and there we go. It's a lot more bright. Except in the center here, but we're going to fix that. Now it's time to move on to the roof. And for the center, I think we're just going to have like lanterns from the ceiling, hanging from the ceiling on chains. What we're going to do for the roof is I got it right here. Our trusty redstone or red nether brick stairs. I don't know why I said redstone. But I guess it is redstone in a way, not like redstone, but stone that's red. So yeah, maybe it's justified. I don't know. Either way, we're going to use a combination of the stairs and the slabs to make a roof. But it's not going to go like a complete diagonal. You'll see this in a minute. Alright, and I believe the roof is done. This is what we have. It's pretty swell. It's very much made out of our fine red nether bricks. Very much so, yes. We got a nice window here on the top. I think I'm going to divide it up though a little bit. That way we can actually hang lanterns from this without it looking tacky. Now we'll grab some chains and add the finishing touches. There we go, now it's looking a lot more bright here in the center. The last thing we gotta do is we gotta add the structure boards. It's just pretty easy. This is a 21 by 21 area, so we'll just run this quick fill command. Alright, there we go. Now to save it. And as we save it, I think it would also be helpful to make sure I got all those structure voids in place. Yes, I did. Very nice. Awesome. Alright, and with that, that truly, well and done, wraps up the video. For real this time. Yeah, I'm kind of recording on the fly here. But yeah, everything I said in the previous outro, the fake one, the one where you, the viewer, got played, haha, by me and my little shenanigans. Yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Again, Ender Dragon fight soon. Hopefully soon, if all goes according to plan. Love you guys to death. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.